My best friend just got married recently and she really wanted to have these calla lily place cards. So of course, as one of her maid of honors, I had to make her vision happen. So if you're in the process of creating your own place cards, stick around because I'm gonna show you exactly how I went about doing this using my printer and Cricut. As always, I start over in Canva and create a custom size. Since I'm going to be printing out onto 11 by 8.5 paper, that is how I'm going to lay this out. Once you hit create a new design, it will give you a new blank canvas. Keep this tutorial from going too long though. I am gonna drop the design that I already set up right into here. But all I really did was go to the Elements tab on the left-hand side, find an image that I thought she would really like. Then I dropped in a text layer, picked out a font, and I put it on top where we thought the placement looked best. Once I got her approval on the design, I just duplicated this several times onto the sheet of paper until it filled it out. We did plan on giving it a nice little outline border, so I am leaving a little bit of cushion room in between each flower. And then of course, also before you save this out, you want to make sure you change all the names after you've duplicated as many times as you need. Once you're done with that and have all the names on the sheet, go to the top right, hit share, click download, and make your file type a PNG. Slide that toggle underneath all the way to the right to get the highest resolution, and make sure you check off transparent background. Then you are good to click download. If you're not a Canva Pro member and you were not able to save with transparent background, that is completely fine. I'm going to show you what step in Design Space that you need to take that's a little extra. Once your design is done downloading, just make sure you open it up, preview it, and make sure all your names are correct and the design is exactly how you want it. Now opening up Cricut's Design Space, I'm going to go in here and I am going to open a blank canvas. Now the first thing we want to do is bring in the design that we just created. So on the left hand toolbar, select upload and then drag your file right on top of here. Once the program's loaded it will give you a nice preview and then you can click continue. Now if you're a Canva Pro member and were able to save out with transparent background, you do not need to do anything in this background remover step. You will see that checkered background behind your design, which means you are good to go. Now if you're not a Canva Pro member and you weren't able to save out with transparent background, that is completely fine. All you need to do though is come over to the left side. Under the manual button here, you want to click select and then just tap anywhere in the background where that white canvas is and it should remove the background behind it. If there's enough of a contrast between your background and the image you designed, you should be good and it should pop out very easily. If it does not, change the background in Canva to another color before saving it out, then you should be good to go. Now when we're all in the next step, we want to select flat graphic, which is for print and then cut images. Now that our design is uploaded into our canvas, we need to size this down because it is rather large. And yes, that is 100% normal for saving this out as a high resolution image. So all I do is I tap that little red warning icon and I auto resize the image so it gives me the largest image that I could possibly have. It will tell me the dimensions, but this is just quickest. And as you can see, once I click that, it scaled it down for me. As I told you guys in the beginning, we did want to put a little outline around the design just to give it a little bit more thickness to it. So that is exactly what I'm about to do now. In my top toolbar, I'm going to find the offset tool. Since I am doing a screen recording for you guys, it is a little bit more jammed up in my top toolbar, but it is hidden in here for me. So under effects, I am going to open that up and there is my offset tool. Once that opens up, it is going to default to this one, which is rather thick. And as you could see, they're going to be attached, which is exactly what we don't want. So I'm going to slide my number down just a tad until I like the size of the outline. Once I'm happy with the preview I'm getting, I'm going to go ahead and click apply. A lot of times this will default to a color you probably don't want. So all I have to do is click that little box there and I'm going to change it to white. Now the last thing we need to do before making this is we need to make this one layer. Right now this is thinking it's two different things and it's going to make two different cuts, which is exactly what we do not want. So in order to make sure that does not happen is we need to click both of these layers by holding down shift, right click, and then hit flatten. Do not hit attach, that's not going to work, and do not hit group, that's also not going to work. Flatten is what you need to do in order to get this to be one cut around your entire image. And because I added that slight offset, it is now a little bit larger than the space given, so all I need to do again is go to that red little image and auto resize so it scales both of these down now. And that is how you're going to make sure you're able to use all of the space given in Design Space for that 8.5 by 11 paper. Just a side note, if you are doing this for a larger event like a wedding, I would upload all of your images in first, get that all done, so then you have all of your pages that are set up and ready to print and cut. So now that I have this set up, I'm going to send this to my printer and then hit next. Typically it automatically turns on the bleed for me, so I'm just turning that off, but always use system dialog to make sure you're able to fine tune your printer settings. If you do not turn this on, you are not going to get a high quality print because you need to change it in these settings. So with my Canon Pixma printer, I'm going to go under quality media, make sure I change that paper type to matte photo paper because that's the kind of cardstock I am using. And then I'm going to change my quality to high. Then I send this off to print through my printer. If you're a new Cricut user, yes, it does come with those sensor marks already on your print, so you don't need to worry about setting that up. That is how your Cricut machine is going to tell where exactly it's gonna need to cut. Now, once all of your place cards are printed, I come back over to my desktop and I set up my material. For these particular place cards, I did go with a 300 GSM cardstock, and I found this setting to work well. So here I am laying down my printed design just as it shows on my desktop. I use my brayer to flatten it out and make sure there's no air bubbles trapped underneath, because you're gonna get a better cut that way. Then I load it up into my Cricut machine and I send it off to go. With this heavy cardstock setting, it is a double pass, so it does take a little bit more time, but not long at all. And when it comes to peeling these off your mat, give your mat a little bend back so they start to lift, then pull them off. This just helps so your cardstock stays flat and it doesn't curl on you at all. And there you have it, some beautiful custom place cards that will match any event you decide to make these for. If you guys are loving this particular design, make sure you check out my Etsy shop. And make sure to give this video a save so next time you're looking to save some money and make your own place cards, you can give this a try.